Hello and welcome back again to Half-Ass Builds. We're back in Space Engineers. The last two episodes, we've built a trinity of utility craft, but today we're going to start looking into combat vessels. So we're going to start with, I believe, a small grid light carrier-based fighter. We've got at least two of these utility craft are intended for carrier use. Basically have a mothership. We're going to have a fighter to go with them. So, beyond a couple of vague ideas, I don't really know what I'm going to be making. But let's start out with. Well, for starters, let's make sure this is a small grid. There we go. And here we go. We have. Fighter cockpit. We're going to start there. Now, the only real requirement I have for this is that it's going to be carrier based, which to my brain says that at a minimum, a bare minimum, it has to be able to fit through a pair of airtight, hangar doors, which are, let's see, boop, 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 these guys right here, the airtight hangar doors. They are 3 blocks by 1 block, but the empty space that they open up is only 2 blocks. So if you pair them, it gives an open space of 4 blocks. Now, obviously, you can run a line of these, but you are limited in one of those directions to 4 blocks. So in one of our directions here, we're going to be limited to the amount of space that is taken up by four, large grid blocks. Now, these are small grid, so there are, I believe, 3 small grid blocks to each um, large grid. So we have quite a bit of room. Now, of course, we're also going to want to leave a little bit of space so that they can get in and out without scraping. So it'll be a little bit less than that. And I'm not sure which direction I'm going to go yet. But one of these directions will definitely be that. So this guy is already, I believe, 4 tall. 1, 2, 3, 4. So if we want any extra height, we're going to have to be very picky about it. Let's start looking at a little bit of the weapons. Let's look at the weapons. Block weapons. Now, this is a light fighter. This is intended to be a light carrier-based fighter. So we don't have to worry so much about it being long range. We don't have to worry so much about it being like super heavily armored. This is supposed to be a quick response. We have jumped into combat, launch fighters type situation. We're out there to do as much damage as possible and hopefully make it home out of being nimble rather than out of being heavy. So, we're going to want a few weapons. I kind of like the autocannons, personally, because they do have that extra punch. The assault cannon... I do kind of feel like we should have a turret of some sort. Obviously, we don't necessarily want those full-size... Well, let's take a quick peek here. Let's take a quick peek here. Alright, you have one of those as your thing. Now, I can't remember. It's got these small little things on the side. I can't remember if ammo fits through the... if ammo has to fit through the small ones because the smaller things do. So, okay. Let's see. We want this to be as effective as possible in a small package without going overboard on the weight. That tells me we want hydrogen. Now, yes, hydrogen tanks explode. However, batteries explode. So you're not getting much good either way. Let's go ahead and just bop you right there. Let's face it, if you take a hit to the hydrogen tank, you're probably not coming home anyway. So there's that. Although I think I want to put one space in there. Let's put one space in. That is not the correct direction. Let's do that, then that. Yeah? Okay, yeah, we can actually make this work. Alright, so we'll do that. We will now put the hydrogen tank there. We will... Oh, you are just slightly too big, aren't you? Why are you just slightly too big? That's okay, we have an answer to this. Not the converter, not the sorter, the frame. You can go there. Wow, you are awful big. Maybe we don't go with the Gatling. Maybe we go with one of these smaller turrets. Okay, you still can't do it because of that, so we are going to still need you. That's okay. That's okay. You're an autocannon turret. Assault cannon turret. No, we don't want the missile or the Gatling. So our choice here is basically autocannon or assault cannon. Uses assault cannon shells, uses autocannon magazines. You know what? Let's go autocannon. Bam. Alright, we got ourselves a nice little autocannon turret. Just like so. And I think that means we're going to use autocannons on this as well. We're going to forego Gatlings. We're going to forego anything of that nature. Yeah, we're going to have to. Because I was briefly considering swapping that out for a medium cargo container, but I realized that that wouldn't feed into that. Actually, let's check you real quick. No, you have a small. Alright, let's... Alright, hang on. We're going to swap this around just a little bit more. Let's go with a medium cargo container. Oh, where do I stick you? I guess we'll stick you there for the moment. Alright, so we're going to put you like that. We're going to go ahead and put the hydrogen tank back. We're going to need to raise you up one. So, if we're going to... Actually, I could just put you back there. Actually, yeah, let's... Hang on. Cargo container. Face that way. Hydrogen tank. Sit back there. Autocannon turret. Back on the hydrogen tank. Excellent. Okay. So that will probably do for that. We are going to need to start getting in our thrusters, though. So let's go ahead. Helps when you put the R in. Hydrogen thruster. Now, this does mean that you can use this on both ground and, both planet side and space combat. So that does make this a bit better. How do we want to know? Obviously, we're going to need to go to smalls for some of this. Should we just kind of engine pod this? Let's just kind of engine pod this. See where we end up. You know, I don't necessarily... Hang on, I don't like this. I don't like this. Let's do this slightly different. Now, I need to throw a connector in here, so... Otherwise, we're never going to fill this tank. Let's throw... that in there. Let's get... the... small conveyors out. Bop you... You know what? Let's just bop you in all four directions. And put the small... Oop. Yeah, okay, you're facing the right way. There we go. That'll help. That'll make for a nice little thing. Let's do the engine pod thing on the side ones. Alright, so that's all of my thrust except for reverse that I need. Which is good. It's good. just trying to think a touch. We are going to want to throw at least some token amount of armor over some of this. Actually, I might want to raise that turret up slightly so I can armor this a little better. I do need gyroscopes. Let's go ahead. Throw a couple of gyroscopes in, like, I think 4. 4 is plenty of gyroscopes, right? Even for a fighter. Yeah, that'll do. Okay, so we've got some gyroscopes. We still need a power source. Honestly, we need a battery, but I'm a little leery about putting batteries on. Well, we could do the small batteries. Yeah, we could do the small batteries. You got these little dudes. There we go. Just have a little line of small batteries. This thing is not designed to last long in combat. This is designed to get out there, do as much damage as possible, and maybe survive. Maybe. So let's see. Fortunately, since it's running off of hydrogen engines, it's not going to use much power, so that amount of battery is probably fine. We are going to want some additional weaponry, some actual pilot-controlled weaponry. I'm thinking we're going to stick with the autocannons. And I kind of want to just run one there. You do have it on the back, right? Yeah. One there. So that they're kind of over-under. Right along the center line. That looks good to me. As far as, you know, basic, you know, like line up your shot and go is, that looks good to me. Alright. We might need to move this turrets again, but for the moment, yeah, I think in fact we're going to move the turret. We're going to move the turret. Let's get the armor and the reverse thrust in place before we do too much else. I know I can be using symmetry mode. In fact, I'm going to use symmetry mode. All right, let's symmetry mode this. Yes, that way. All right. Let's see. We do need the thrust again. I pulled the thrusters off for some reason. Pop you there, little guys. There you go. Looking good. All right, so we basically have half the thrust reverse as we do forward, but that's okay. This is going to be more about acceleration, less about deceleration. If you're decelerating, you're dead. So, as long as you're careful on the return to base, you should be fine. I might want a little more lateral. I could throw on a bit more lateral. No, I kind of want to do something else there, so we're going to leave that for the moment. We'll get back to that. For the moment, let's get a little bit of light armor in place. You're like, light armor? That's tissue paper. Yeah, well, we don't want to add too much weight to this, because if we do, we're not going to have a good time. Let's see, you're going to be there. We're going to have some armor here. Let's go ahead and, yeah, do that. We'll do that. You can, yeah, do that. We're gonna need the inverted. Yeah, the inverted. Beautiful. Slap a little bit of that there. We'll get back to that in a minute. Alright, not too bad, not too bad. Now see, we need a little bit of token armor across that. So how are we going to do this? Let's see, I would like to do that. Yeah, that looks alright. Slap you like that, not too bad. Which of course means we're going to want... where are you? There you are. That little guy there. Question becomes, what are we going to do about that? Actually, no. Yeah, there we go. We'll do that. That's not too bad a look. Yeah, I kind of like that. Here we go. Trying to get a bit of aesthetic in this. I mean, it's a half-ass build, but that doesn't mean it has to look bad. Alright, so... let's go ahead and drop a short line of these guys, because we're inside our height requirement at the moment. So this will fit out, even if I throw the turret back on top. Speaking of, we're going to throw that right there so that we can throw said turret on top. We'll get back to that in a minute. You guys. Let's go ahead. I guess we'll do that. And like so. Yeah. 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 Excellent, excellent. Go ahead and pop you into place. Slap that in like that. That will let us get our turret back in place. It's the autocannon turret, right? We don't need another hydrogen tank, that's for sure. I know. I could be using the additional menus, but I don't like doing that when I don't have to. Excellent. Alright. So we got that. We got a little bit of armor on the top of the hydrogen tank. We're going to want a little bit on the bottom of the hydrogen tank, too. Let's see if we can't fill this in a bit. You know, I'm kind of feeling... you know what? I don't want this one. I want this. Yeah, here we go. What was that? How did I pause the game? Oh. I accidentally hit pause break instead of page up. Do I want you there? I want you there. We'll figure that part out in a moment. We'll get you. We'll run you down at least like so. We'll run you back from there like so. We're going to hold off on that one for a moment. I'm not certain exactly what I'm going to do there. You guys, what do I want to do here? That's a good question, isn't it? Let's go ahead and grab some of our other options here. Let's take a quick look through. I kind of like this. Yeah, we'll do that. And then we'll just kind of run you straight down. Yeah, that's looking pretty good. Alright, alright. Not too shabby. Alright, now I'm thinking right around here. We'll come back out to that. I'm not certain if I want to do anything out at the end of these conveyors yet, but I've kind of got them there for reference, and if I end up deciding I want to. So that's why those are there at the moment. Can I maybe... let's switch over to this one. Do that. Do that. Yeah. That looks pretty decent. We can get you there and there. That flows nicely. Let's just kind of do that for the... right to there for the moment. We're not going to get this hydrogen tank completely armored. That would basically be taking up too much weight. But this should provide a good amount of coverage for it, so, you know, only the particularly errant stray shot should get it. We're not looking for perfect in this. Not this, that's for sure. You. Go there. You go there. We're definitely gonna need that one there. What am I gonna do about you? Do I wanna? Yeah, let's kind of continue the trend. See where we can get this. No, I don't like that. Let's swap her out for you. There we go. Let's just kind of do that. Okay. There we are. A little bit of a wing. Let's take that end piece off. Let's go out one further. Now what I want to do here is throw in some decoys. Right there, I think. I'm going to throw in a decoy. Gonna do that. We're gonna start you heading back in like so. Actually, you know what? Let's do that. Yeah, I like that a little better. You need to basically go straight from there. What am I doing? I'm on the wrong thing. Because otherwise you're going to run into that thruster. We don't want you running into that thruster. That's not bad. It's a little weird bit of a shape. So how are we doing? Actually, you know what? Yeah, so we've already kind of decided. It looks like this is going to go out those top to bottom. We should be... that's a full block. That's a full block. Yeah, we should have clearance. We'll check. We'll check before we're done. But that should have full clearance. Now the question is, how do we want to approach this? Because I kind of want to do that. Now, did I? Yes. See, I thought there was going to be one over there that didn't connect. That was wrong. Well, at least the whole thing still shows it's connected. Oh, oops. Hey, you guys get to see my oopses here, so that's that at least. Alright, there we go. We have another hydrogen tank in place. At least it all stayed connected. Alright, so... Right, I was pulling some of these dudes out. How do we want to do this? We can, I think. We might not have a block available for this, but I think this will be the closest one, right? Maybe. Can I... So you kind of go like that, which isn't right, but I think is going to be better than my other options. You know what, we'll do that. Why not? And then, I believe you, my last little thing, you should do that. Not quite. What did I do wrong here? Oh, this is not the right one. It's this one. There we go. Alright, yeah. Alright. So we're gonna go ahead, we're gonna do that. We're probably gonna want... Yeah, I think that'll do. Do that. We'll go ahead and leave it like so. Alright, now, what I think I'm gonna do here is I'm gonna leave these, what are they called? The conveyors like that. That way, anybody that downloads this will be able to add some wing-mounted weapons if they so choose. Just keep in mind they're likely to get damaged because the decoy blocks are here. So, keep that in mind. So we're going to want to do basically this same thing up here. So, let's get that handled. Like that. Way. Like that. Now I think I just did that and a regular old block. Oh, go where I want you to. There we go, a regular old block. And now, we're fairly well covered there. We can, of course, extend some of this back, and would be wise to do so. Let's go ahead and do that up here, too, before we switch what block we're using. And we're going to leave that little bit there hollow, but of course we need to fill this bit in. There we go. Nice little stub wing fighter. It's not looking too bad. Alright, let's get a nose on this guy, and I think that'll about do it. So we're gonna want... You know what? Let's go with the long nose. Might as well, right? How often do you get to use the long noses on these guys? Like that. We can, of course, do the same on this side. Like that. We need to leave the bottom here open, but that's okay. We can do just, let's see this part. Can do a little bit of that. We should probably put, I mean, I've got this setup kind of going here, so we don't want to do too much, but I do feel like I could probably get away. Actually, I kind of like that a little bit better. Let's do that. Now, what am I going to do about you? That becomes the question. Wait a minute. I think there's a inverted corner on this that might fit. It's not perfect, but you know what? I'm going to call that good enough. I like it. Little snub-nosed fighter, little stub-wing fighter. Obviously meant to attach at the back. It's got its own little, point defense gun, basically. He's got an over-under autocannon. Not too shabby. Not too shabby. I believe the only thing really left... Oh, I should really put a little something here. I kind of like that, actually. I'm looking at that, trying to figure out what was wrong with it, and I'm like, nothing's really wrong with it. It just kind of looks a little different. There we go, a little covering for that. We should be able to do that like so. We'll get you into position. You, of course, are a little different down here. Yeah, we'll use you. Like that. Let's use the longer one. That's gonna be this set, though. Here we go. That's good enough. You're not exactly covering that, but you know what? That's fine. Nice, interesting little look. Yeah. Now, obviously, the problem here is going to be, if this runs out of fuel, you can't refuel it outside of sending a ship to connect to the connector. It does not have an onboard H2O2 generator, so you can't just slap any ice into the cargo hold. But it's not meant for that, is ultimately what that comes down to. It's got a few batteries, it's got some hydrogen storage, it's a short-range fighter. That's all it's meant to be. Let's give it a little bit of a shot. Alright, so let's go ahead. We're going to go block weapons, our autocannons right there. All blocks. We want our autocannon turret available for a on-off. In fact, we're also going to do some settings on it. I want to see our connector. Switch lock. Our decoys are fine. Gyroscopes are fine. Hydrogen tank we're going to want there, so we... Oops, hang on. That was wrong. I want you to be stockpile on off, not stockpile on. That way, when we are connected to the carrier, we can set it to stockpile, and it'll draw from the carrier. What else? What else we got? Batteries. We need to group the batteries. First... Boop. We still don't have a name for this guy. We don't necessarily need to give him a big, impressive name. This is a mass-produced fighter that is meant to go out and die. Let's just call it Stubwing. Let's, in fact, get that... Right, you're Stubwing. Stubwing fighter. Bam. Let's get back to the control panel, because of course we still need to grab the thrusters. all the various thrusters. Save. Let's go back to this, to the groups. We need our batteries for recharge on off. We need our thrusters for on off. Excellent. All right. Woo, look at her go. She slows down a little slow. She's nice and nippy. Look at that. Excellent. All right. Woo. Oh, yeah. Good nippy little fighter. Let's go ahead and give these guns a try. Shooting is disabled. Oh, right. I forgot I turned off the thing. Let's, ignore safe zones. There we go. That didn't seem to do it. Invulnerable, untargetable. Hang on. I've obviously screwed something up. Global permissions. Oh, there we go. I need to allow shooting on. Hey, there we go. Oh, yeah, look at that. Woo! Alright, that is a nippy little fighter. And even with just those little batteries and doing all that, 10 hours of power. Like I said, because it's hydrogen thrust, it wasn't going to need a whole lot in the lines of, battery power. You can do over-under weapons on this if you want. You've got 2 decoys out in the wings as far away from the vital components as possible, which will give just a little bit of extra time, You might want to mount this on a piston launch, but let's do one quick check real quick. Let's just bring this guy to a halt. There we go. Alright. One important final check. Oh, and we haven't put a beacon on you. I like to put beacons on you guys. Of course, we've got that spot there. Let's go ahead and I guess we'll beacon you up right here. IFF is important in combat. There we go. We got the beacon. We'll get back to you in a minute. Right. Important test. We need our airtight doors. Alright, now these, I believe, only have large size, right? Yeah, large, not available for a small ship. Alright, so... Let's just kind of... Here, let's do this real quick. We'll put you there. We will... Okay, we need one more. Boop. And... rotate you around that way. Let's go ahead, I suppose, and put out a few. Just like this, just because I want to check and make sure that it fits the way I think it fits. Come on, go the right way. There we go. There we go. One important final test here. Look at that. Fits through just fine. Oh, with plenty of room to spare even. Look at all that. We can go down a little bit just to make sure we're getting through. But yeah, plenty of space to get through. This might actually be short enough to fit through a single set. The turret might scrape, but Alright, let's get that beacon set up there real quick. In fact, what I'm going to do here real quick is also this. I'm going to go... large grid, remove. Boop. There we go. Get rid of that. That was just for a test. Alright, let's get our beacon set up. Beacon on off, and beacon Stubwing Fighter. There we go. All right. Handy dandy little fighter. All right. We've gone a little bit longer than normal on this one, but hey, like I said, these episodes are going to be as long as they need to be. I just might cut them into parts if they get too long. But that is going to do it for this half-assed build. So, until next time, have a good one.